In today's show, bearish signals grow as the Bitcoin price drops to $35,000 and traders ignore the dip. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis. And as Rec Capital points out, Bitcoin has already set in a higher low on the weekly. Now Bitcoin is fighting to preserve its series of higher lows on the daily. And as crypto analyst Michael Van de Pop shares, as weekend times are usually quite trappy, I wouldn't be surprised to see a bottom being formed during this weekend on Bitcoin, after which we'll have a green week next week. And checking out the latest wisdom from Max Kaiser, Bitcoin is designed to attract attacks. The bigger the better. One by one states are taking their shots and failing. Bitcoin is the central bank killer. You can say that again. Also in today's show, I'll be sharing 3 reasons why Polygon, aka matic, outperformed Bitcoin and other major cryptos this week. That's right, matic has been on a tear, up 35% in the past 7 days. I'll be breaking down why that is. Also in today's show, Top Trader says that 3 altcoins will trigger one of the largest wealth creation cycles in history. That's right, a popular pseudonymous trader known in the industry as Flood says that 3 altcoins in particular will generate a massive amount of wealth for their investors. I'll be sharing what these altcoins are for you here in today's show. Also in today's episode, Bitcoin will reach $12.5 billion by 2031, according to Robert Breedlove. But there is a catch. That's right, the chief executive of crypto consulting firm Parallax Digital is predicting the massive expansion of the US dollar supply in the next 10 years, which he says will ignite Bitcoin's meteoric rise to $12.5 million. I'll be breaking down all the highlights from this exclusive interview for you right here in today's show. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the major altcoins are back in the green. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go next? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. We just surpassed 44,000 subscribers. I want to say I greatly appreciate your continued support. There are now over 800 videos right here on my YouTube channel. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium Crypto News Alerts every single day, just like this, including weekends. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. We have a lot to cover. Let's dive right in. The crypto market faced a new wave of selling pressure on May 28th as Bitcoin price dropped to $35,100, and traders seem generally disinterested in buying the dip ahead of the weekend. And despite the downside moves seen across the market over the past couple of weeks, institutional investors have, for the most part, held firm in their resolve to stay committed to cryptos. But the absence of "we bought the dip" announcements have retail traders wondering if the Bitcoin price is in for further downside. That's right, retail traders are being affected the most by the recent FUD. And right here, you're looking at the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. And while some analysts see the possibility of Bitcoin falling to as low as $20,000 as the worst case scenario, the overall price trajectory of Bitcoin remains skewed to the upside, with the weekly trend of higher lows still intact. As Rec Capital points out, Bitcoin has already set in a higher low on the weekly. Now Bitcoin is fighting to preserve its series of higher lows on the daily. And as Michael Van de Pop points out, as weekend times are usually quite trappy, I wouldn't be surprised to see a bottom being formed during this weekend on Bitcoin, after which we'll all have a green week next week. Now let's discuss the altcoins, which are taking a tumble alongside of Bitcoin. That's right, altcoins also pulled back sharply on Friday as market uncertainty ahead of the Memorial Day weekend led to low volume, and the current risk-adverse environment diminished the impact of significant announcements like Polygon, aka matic, integrating its data sets into Google Cloud technology. As announced right here, we are extremely thrilled to share that we have completed an integration of Polygon datasets into Google Cloud tech. This means that you can query Polygon's datasets, run analytics, and extract insights using Google's BigQuery platform. And being matic is so hot right now, a little later in the show, I'll be sharing the 3 reasons why matic outperformed Bitcoin and the major cryptos this week. And despite the market-wide pullback, there were a few tokens that managed to rally. We have Helium. HNT surged 28% to a new all-time high at $23, following a tweet announcing that the project had surpassed 45,000 active hotspots worldwide that provide decentralized wireless coverage for the Internet of Things, IoT devices, as you can see here in this tweet. Also, MadeSafe coin also saw a 20% rally to hit an intraday high at 52 cents after the launch of its V2 testnet, and Zcash gained 5% and now currently trading at $159 as the overall crypto market cap now stands at $1.5 trillion, and Bitcoin's dominance rate is back down to 42 0.8%. Now checking out the latest wisdom from Max Kaiser in response to this article, Why is Bitcoin crashing again? Japan's comments brings down the Bitcoin price by almost 8%. Max responded, Bitcoin is designed to attract attacks. The bigger the better. One by one, states are taking their shots and failing. Bitcoin is a central bank killer. That's right. And yesterday I saw the most hilarious FUD I've seen in my entire life. I'm going to give you an example right here. The funniest ish I heard in a really long time. Enough with these FUD puppets already. And quoting this guy right here, if Bitcoin is adopted by human society, we are all going to die. This is the type of FUD they're currently spreading in the market, but let me translate it for you so you can better understand what they really mean. Now here's what they really mean. If Bitcoin is adopted by human society, the entire central banking system is going to die. So there you have it. Now before I break down our next story of the day and I share the 3 reasons why Matic outperformed Bitcoin and major cryptos this week, as well as Top Trader says these 3 altcoins will trigger one of the largest wealth creation cycles in history, as well as Bitcoin will reach $12.5 million by 2031, according to Robert Breedlove, but there is a catch. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. We can see everything back in the red. As I predicted in yesterday's episode, expect extreme volatility during these times. We have Bitcoin now down 4%, trading just under 35,000. We have Ethereum down 5%, trading just above 2,400. We have Cardano down almost 5%, trading at $1.46. XRP down 2.5%, trading at 86 cents. And BNB down 2%, trading at $325. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Polygon, aka Matic, is on a tear in the past 7 days, gaining 35%, outperforming every major crypto apart from Uniswap. There are several big reasons behind the strong uptrend of Matic, including the growing hype around Polygon, Google BigQuery announcement, and Mark Cuban's investment. And right here, you're looking at the Matic one-day candle chart, which is looking bullish as what? Now let's talk about the growing sentiment and hype surrounding Polygon. On February 9th, Matic first announced its plans to rebrand to Polygon. At the time, they brought in promising metaverse projects and integrated Matic Plasma Chain. By implementing Plasma Chains, Polygon was able to provide a layer 1 blockchain network with built-in scaling solutions for projects. The Polygon team said in February, we implemented and offered Matic Plasma Chains, a production-ready Ethereum layer 2, predicates-based Plasma implementation. We implemented and offered Matic Proof-of-Stake Chain, a permissionless, EVM-compatible, proof-of-stake secured Ethereum sidechain, which relies on strong Ethereum security for validator staking and checkpoints, onboarded 80+ amazing applications, including Polymarket, Avagachi, Neon District, Skyweaver, Cometh, EasyFi, and more being added every day. And since then, Polygon has become a major layer 1 blockchain project, specifically for metaverse projects, with the number of users skyrocketing. As you can see right here in this chart, it shows you the top 10 coins by social volume, and Polygon just made it into the top 10. The growing fundamentals seem to also be boosting the overall market sentiment for the blockchain project. How many of you are currently bullish on Polygon/Matic? Let me know in the comments below. Bullish momentum for Matic was picked up by the Vortex data, which began to detect a positive outlook earlier this week. Prior to the recent price highs, the Vortex score is an algorithmic comparison of historic and current market conditions derived from a combo of data points including market sentiment, trading volume, recent price movements, and Twitter activity. As seen on this chart right here on your screen, the Vortex score flipped green on the morning of May 24th and rose until peaking at 94 on May 27th, right as the price reached its recent highs above $2.30. Now for the next reason why Polygon/Matic is outperforming the rest of the crypto markets is the Google BigQuery announcement, which I previously covered. So let's get to the third factor, is Mark Cuban backs Polygon. That's right. Billionaire investor Mark Cuban revealed investing in Polygon on May 25th. Cuban explained that having a high transactions per second output is highly important to lower the cost of usage for users. Furthermore, Cuban also emphasized that the network effect is crucial, and Polygon already had many projects using the blockchain. He shared the following: having more transactions per second and lower gas fees is not enough. There must be a current network effect and significant user growth. This is a challenge for most layer 1s and layer 2s because, with few exceptions, marketing in the crypto universe is beyond awful. It is fast, it works well, and most importantly, their user base is growing exponentially. Analysts also say that exiting DeFi investors are becoming generally optimistic towards Polygon and projects on top of the blockchain. Brad Lurie, a crypto analyst, shared the following on crypto Twitter. He's right, there's been a huge shift in support for Polygon from all kinds of parties, influencers, groups, and powerful players. There's no question that the Ethereum DeFi crowd are keen on upcoming deals on Matic. Many of them are busy reading pitch decks in prep for the hustle. So there you have it. And before I break down our next story of the day, top trader shares 3 altcoins that he believes will trigger one of the largest wealth creation cycles in history, as well as Bitcoin will reach $12.5 million by 2031, according to Robert Breedlove. But there is a catch. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just above 1.5 trillion with 135 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, with a Bitcoin dominance currently at 43%, with the ETH dominance at 18.3%. Now checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have Monero leading the pack up 25%, trading at $279. Helium up 23%, trading at $18.76. Horizon up 21%, trading at $107. Zcash up almost 21%, trading at $165. And Dash up 11.5%, trading at $195. Interesting to see many of the privacy coins leading the pack here today. Now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated in 18 in extreme fear. Yesterday was a 21, last week a 12, and last month a 52. Neutral. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day. A popular pseudonymous trader known in the industry as Flood says 3 altcoins will generate a massive amount of wealth for investors. The analyst tells his 146,000 followers on Twitter that the 3 crypto assets are as follows: FTX token, FTT, Solana, SOL, and Nerve Finance, NRV. As he shares here in this tweet, over this decade, the followers and speculators of FTX will experience one of the largest wealth creation cycles in history. And here's where he names the 3 altcoins: FTT, SOL, and NRV. Flood is particularly vocal about FTT, the native token for the FTX crypto derivatives trading platform. He shared in a recent tweet regarding it, scooped up some FTT here. I think at 2.5 billion market cap, it's pretty underrated, and I only see FTX growing in market dominance, down 60% from the all-time high. Should reclaim the $40 range, assuming we bounce this week. And he also updated us, adding to this position here, still think under $40 FTT is criminally undervalued, targeting $50 plus in validation under $30. So there you have it. How many of you are currently bullish on FTT? Let me know in the comments right down below. He also tweeted portfolio weighting. He has Ethereum at the top, then Bitcoin, FTT, NRV, and SOL. SOL is the native token of scalable blockchain Solana, which is currently trading just above $28, down almost 9% for the day. How many of you are currently bullish on Solana? Let me know in the comments right down below. Next up is the native asset of automated market maker Nerve Finance, NRV, which is currently trading at $1.76 at this time, down 3% for the day. Now, Flood has been accumulating both Bitcoin and Ethereum since 2015, when Bitcoin was trading at roughly $250 per BTC and $1 per ETH. He also says he just had the worst trading week of his career in terms of US dollar losses. Checking out his tweet here. All in all certainty, my worst US dollar week, despite a pretty conservative portfolio. Just didn't hedge enough. A casual negative $40 million drawdown. Not going to be hard to make it back though. More importantly, my portfolio is leaner, and Ethereum plus Bitcoin totals are at all-time highs. So if you're currently getting wrecked in the market, that means you're over leveraged on altcoins, and you need more safe haven assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum in your portfolio. But much respect to Flood for being transparent here on crypto Twitter and sharing that he has a $40 million drawdown. Crazy, right? Now, before I break down our next story of the day, Bitcoin will reach $12.5 million by 2031, according to Robert Breedlove, but there is a catch. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 800 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also have some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including my daily letter, which goes out to over 30,000 subscribers every single day. To subscribe, visit letter.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also have a blog I update daily, which could be found at cryptonewsjust.com. Also be sure to smash that subscribe button right below this video in the description to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends just like this. You can also find me on Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, and Apple's iTunes. You can also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Crypto News Yes. And for those of you on Facebook, I do have a private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy. To join it, click this link, request to join. I'll be sure to plug you in. And for those of you on Telegram, I do have a private crypto Telegram chat, which is uncensored. To join it, click this link. You'll automatically be added. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you personally on the inside. And for those of you on TikTok, be sure to follow me there. All right, now let's break down our final story of the day, the moment you've all been waiting for. The chief executive of crypto consulting firm Parallax Digital is predicting the massive expansion of the US dollar supply in the next 10 years, which he says will ignite Bitcoin's meteoric rise to $12.5 million per BTC. In a new interview with Kitco News, Robert Breedlove addresses the issues of Bitcoin's volatility after the leading crypto asset plunged over 50% from its all-time high in just a matter of days. Quoting him from this interview, volatility is the natural function of price discovery, and it tends to contract as market cap expands. So that's inversely proportionate to the market cap. We've seen the pattern play out with Bitcoin, that its volatility is actually contracting, and as a store value, it really comes down to how you define a store value. So Bitcoin is an asset that's monetizing in real time. It's competing for a $250 trillion marketplace, which is a global store value. So it's very nascent relative to its total addressable market. Now, historically, gold was the technology which best satisfied the store value property. Bitcoin offers us something radically new. It's a money premised on perfect information. If I hold 1 million Bitcoin, I have 1 million of 21 million possible BTC forever. No one can change that again. So it's perfect in elasticity of supply, and that is the property that market actors seek in a store value. And as a global store value, Breedlove predicts that Bitcoin's price will rise in tandem with the explosion of the US dollar supply. The catch, he says, is that the surging supply of US dollars will come at the expense of the weaker fiat currencies. Quoting him again here, the expansion of the money supply is governed by a law. It's called the law of accelerating issuance and depreciation. The more money you print, the more money you ultimately later have to print just to keep the system going. I do expect the expansion of the US M2 money supply to double again, probably in the next 4 years. And then I expect it to double again from there. We'll be north of 100% US M2 expansion annually by the end of the decade. I do expect a lot of the weaker international currencies to collapse into the dollar during this transition. I would expect the US money supply to expand to be about the global money supply by the end of the decade. The global money supply itself will have expanded from $100 trillion due to this law of accelerating issuance and depreciation to about $1.25 quadrillion, which is about $1,250 trillion in that time as well. I expect Bitcoin as essentially the ultimate irresponsible non-counterparty insurance policy against central banks to appreciate in tandem by that time due to the expansion in the money supply from 100 trillion to 1,250 trillion. Bitcoin will actually be nominally valued at 12.5 million US by the end of the decade. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Robert Breedlove in the comments right down below. And as for this cycle, the head of Parallax Digital adds that he expects Bitcoin to surge over 750% before the leading crypto asset tops out. Quoting him again in this interview, I have a model posted, it's still published on Twitter 3 years ago, that we called the next Bitcoin peak at $244,000 per BTC. I modified that model after COVID because I also think that the inflationary pressures on the US dollar are going to become especially pronounced roughly 18 months after the printing began, which just happens to fall right in line with the next Bitcoin price peak. I think we could break $300,000 in this market cycle, $307,000 to be exact. That's our current model price. So he's predicting a top of this cycle for Bitcoin of $307,000. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. I like to point out that it's right on track with Stock to Flow X, which predicts a $288,000 Bitcoin price before the end of this year. And to watch this entire interview, check out the show notes below the video in the description. Now for a quick recap, what do I cover with you right here in today's show? I shared the bearish signals growing as the Bitcoin price drops to 35,000 and traders ignore the dip. Also in today's show, I shared 3 reasons why Polygon matic outperformed Bitcoin and major cryptos this week. Also in today's show, I shared that top trader says these 3 altcoins will trigger one of the largest wealth creation cycles in history. Also in today's show, I shared that Bitcoin will reach $12.5 million within the next decade, according to Robert Breedlove, and I also shared the catch. So where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends just like this.